Hello, this is Michael Reed, and I'm a firm believer that a part of salvation is that we not only have faith in Jesus Christ, but we obey the commands of God, and that we confess Jesus as Lord. But one thing I do not support is the violation of our constitutional right to have the freedom that's guaranteed to us, that guarantees us separation of church and state, because no one religion should the government represent.
Where do you go when you're faced with adversity and trials and challenges and the...
Oh my goodness! Freedom!
An individual drove onto Capitol grounds and knocked over the Ten Commandments monument, which was just installed yesterday, and the Capitol Police have arrested him and are conducting an investigation. And our crew has cordoned off the area here and is cleaning it up, but it's not something they planned on having to do today.
Obviously, I'm disappointed for the people of Arkansas. This is actually apparently now we know a premeditated act of violence against the state of Arkansas and our people. This is a law that was passed in 2015 that said that we would erect a Ten Commandments monument to honor the historical foundation of law in our country. And so this is an attack not only on a monument, it's an attack on the process and the rule of law in our state. The other thing is that I'm very concerned about the root of hatred in someone's heart that would cause them to drive what may be hundreds of miles maybe to get here and to carry out an act of violence like this person did. It's a problem, I think, that's a symptom in America right now. We have to take a stand for civility in this country. No longer can we allow people to go to college campuses with masks on, with bats and sticks, and attack people who are simply standing up for their own free speech rights. This is wrong. This should not be happening in our country. It's the same root of hatred that even causes somebody to burn a church, which is wrong. And most recently, the hatred that was in a man's heart that would have him go to a ball field and ask whether it's Democrats or Republicans that are playing ball, and he begins to shoot them because he disagrees politically. This is not the country that I want my children and my grandchildren to have to live in. And it's up to all of us in public office, in the media, in society in general, to take a stand for civility and let people know we do have an expectation of behavior, and we will make sure that that expectation is met. All of this radical talk from the Satanic Temple and the free thinkers and whatnot, it never had a leg to stand on to begin with. What culpability to some of these groups that foment hatred and incite violence that would cause unstable people to get out and carry out these acts, what culpability do they have when they say, tear this down, knock it down? What kind of culpability to those groups? I actually call those groups out to be responsible for their rhetoric and for the language that they use, because this did get torn down, and it was encouraged by the very groups that you mentioned. And I think that they ought to have to be accountable for their rhetoric.
So moving forward, do you think that either that a new monument or a repaired monument will be back up out here?
It will be back up. The law will be fulfilled.